Hello, and welcome to Select 10. Netflix's official list of the most watched movies of 2024 is here. And to give you a better understanding, we will highlight the metrics of the first 4 weeks of views of these movies. And of course, their lifetime numbers will be even higher. Even though many of these movies have not been liked by everyone, their star-studded casts, epic action, and sheer entertainment value have drawn huge crowds. So let's look at the most watched Netflix movies of 2024 and see which ones stand out from the crowd. Number 10, Atlas. It is a 2024 science fiction action movie directed by Brad Peyton and stars Jennifer Lopez as Atlas Shepard, a counterintelligence specialist with a strong distrust towards artificial intelligence. The story takes place in a futuristic world in which AI and humans are engaged in a long-running conflict. After being sent to capture a renegade robot named Harlan, Atlas is forced to trust her AI mecha-suit to survive and capture Harlan. When Atlas was released on May 24, 2024, the movie topped Netflix's worldwide charts with 72.7 million views in its first month of release. Despite its commercial popularity, Atlas struggled to win over viewers owing to its lack of engaging story and creativity. Nonetheless, Lopez's dedicated performance propelled Atlas to garner remarkable attention during its first few weeks. While it doesn't provide much excitement, but it serves up carefree entertainment for those looking for a fun movie. Number 9, Society of the Snow. It is a 2024 survival drama directed by J.A. Bayona. The film narrates the terrifying real-life events surrounding the 1972 tragedy of Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 in the Andes Mountains. It tells an account of survivors who struggle with freezing cold, famine, and loneliness prior to having to make unthinkable decisions in order to survive. When it premiered in January, the movie immediately became popular on Netflix, reaching the weekly top 10 and garnering an amazing 75 million views in the first 4 weeks, a noteworthy accomplishment, particularly for a movie with a cast that doesn't include any A-list celebrities. The story serves as a tribute to both the casualties and survivors of the catastrophe and presents an inspiring story of human endurance and determination. It is a must-see Netflix movie of 2024. Number 8, A Family Affair. It is a 2024 romantic comedy directed by Richard Lagranese. Featuring Nicole Kidman, Zac Efron, and Joey King, the film revolves around the self-centered movie star Chris Cole and his devoted secretary Zara, who hopes to become an associate producer. However, things get complicated when Chris starts dating Brooke, Zara's mother, which results in a number of embarrassing and humorous scenarios that strain both work and family ties. The movie was the most watched Netflix film of its release month, with 75.8 million views in the first 4 weeks of its release. While Kidman and Efron's chemistry is the film's high point, the majority of the film is formulaic and uses cliched rom-com elements. Number 7, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. It is a 2024 action comedy film where Eddie Murphy reprises his classic character of Detective Axel Foley. The storyline centers on Axel's comeback to Beverly Hills to defend Jane, his alienated daughter, from a violent drug mafia. Combining his trademark humor with intense action scenes, Axel teams up with his former associates to maneuver through a maze of corruption and criminal activity. The movie received an extraordinary 76 million views following its July 3, 2024 release. It is extremely engaging and among the best in the entire series since the first one. But the fact that it relies so much on nostalgia indicates that it prioritizes easy nostalgia over newness. While the film had significant viewership in its first few weeks on Netflix, the major response was mixed, with perspectives split on the mix of sentimental flashbacks and something fresh. Number 6, Under Paris. It's a 2024 survival horror thriller directed by Xavier Gens. The movie centers on marine scientist Sophia, who moves to France following losing her partner and crew to a huge shark. Years later, Sophia is notified by environmentalist Mika that a shark has been found in the Seine River in France. While the city gets ready for a big triathlon event, Sophia and Mika find themselves in a battle against time to stop a devastating shark ambush in the center of Paris. Although it has an exciting plot and environmental themes, it heavily depends on well-known shark movie cliches. After its premiere on June 5, 2024, it immediately gained momentum thanks to its shark-related theme, which everyone enjoys seeing regardless of whatsoever. With an astounding 84.6 million viewership in its first 4 weeks, the movie is now one of the most watched non-English Netflix films of all time. Number 5. Lift. Directed by F. Gary Gray, this 2024 action comedy heist film stars Kevin Hart as Cyrus Whitaker, an exceptional burglar. The plot revolves around Cyrus and his former love, an Interpol officer, who work together to carry out a daring mid-air robbery with the goal of stealing $500 million worth of gold bars from a passenger plane. After its January 12, 2024 release, the movie rocketed to the top of the global Netflix movie charts, receiving an astounding 95 million viewers in its first month. The film's fun factor lies in its action scenes, which are enjoyable and include likable actors portraying enjoyable characters. But despite its slickness, the film doesn't offer an interesting heist plot and adheres to the standard format of heist films. Number 4. Rebel Ridge. In this 2024 action thriller, Aaron Pierre plays Terry Richmond, an ex-soldier who fights against widespread corruption in a tiny village. The story grows as Terry goes to Shelby Springs to save his cousin's life and gets caught up in a crooked law enforcement agency under Chief Sandy Byrne. With 95.4 million viewership after its September 6, 2024 debut, Rebel Ridge made it into the top 10 most watched movies on Netflix this year. Overall, the film's powerful story and social commentary are excellent and hold your attention throughout. While the action is good, it's limited, as the story focuses more on character drama, which makes the film different from typical crime dramas and extremely engaging. Number 3. The Union. It is a 2024 action comedy film featuring Mark Wahlberg as Mike McKenna, a maintenance employee, and Halle Berry as Roxanne Hall, his college love and top spy. The plot centers on Mike's unanticipated entry into the realm of spying after Roxanne enlists him in a risky mission to retrieve a lost directory of clandestine agents. The story merges humor and action, illustrating Mike's transition from an ordinary worker to a global spy. The movie leans on its well-liked celebrity cast and received 98.8 million views in its first month of release, in spite of its lackluster premise. The chemistry between Wahlberg and Berry, along with the action scenes, are the primary reasons the movie is enjoyable. However, you will be let down if you are hoping for originality and anything fresh. Number 2. Damsel. It is a 2024 fantasy-adventure film starring Millie Bobby Brown as Elodie, a young lady who accepts marrying Prince Henry to ensure the prosperity of her family's survival. After arriving at the Aurea realm, Elodie learns that she is to be offered as a tribute to a monster in keeping with an old agreement. The story traces her valiant attempts to remain alive and oppose the repressive customs she comes across. When it debuted on Netflix on March 8, 2024, Damsel straightaway became a worldwide success. The film had 35.3 million views in its first week of release, and more than 115.6 million views globally in 4 weeks, making it the 8th most watched Netflix original film ever. It's a fun fantasy adventure with Millie Bobby Brown as an attractive lead, stunning dragon effects, and some surprisingly good action. Number 1. Carry On. It's a 2024 action suspense directed by Jaume Collet Serra. Taron Egerton plays Ethan Kopech, a TSA officer who, on Christmas Eve, is forced to let a potentially lethal gift slip through the airport's security by an elusive tourist, played by Jason Bateman. Tension builds as Ethan attempts to protect those he loves while averting a possible disaster. Carry On hit milestones in terms of watching when it was released on December 13, 2024. The movie received 42 million views in its first 5 days, which was the biggest start for an original film on the Netflix in 2024. The number of viewers skyrocketed to over 149.4 million in just 4 weeks, and is on track to become the second or third most watched original Netflix film of all time. Despite impressive viewership, the character development and execution often fall short, but the story is fast-paced and has a lot of suspense and tension right from the beginning. However, the seasoned viewers will find it to be predictable. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.